Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is a Eid special and I just wanted to share with you all what we eat on Eid day. In my house it's a tradition to eat this every Eid and I make meat and chicken curry to go with it. It's called Fita and I will also show you two other recipes you can make with the same mix. One includes a dessert. These are the following ingredients I'll be using. Rice flour, ground rice flour, steamer. If you don't have a steamer, there are other ways you can steam the fita. Salt, rubber gloves, this is to knead the dough, and a large pot to make the fita in. That is everything we will need to make the fita, so let's get started. I have put 1.5 litres of boiling hot water from the kettle. You can use cold water. I am now going to add the salt in. Give the salt a good mix with the water and let the water boil. Leave on a high heat. The water has boiled and I'm going to put 3 cups of the ground rice flour in. Continuously stir and also add 4 cups of the rice flour. Stir continuously till all the dry mix is moistured. Now I have mixed it properly, I will leave it for 15 minutes with the lid on. Often check and stir. It's been 15 minutes. As you can see, lumps have formed, which is good. It means it's ready. I'm going to turn the heat off, put the lid back on and take it to the table. I have put my old PVC tablecloth on top of the table to protect it, and I'm using my new rubber gloves. I've washed them properly and I'm going to start kneading the dough now. So I'm just taking little amounts out at a time. I will put the lid back on and now I will knead the dough. Be careful, it will be very hot. So I have finished kneading all the dough and now I'm ready to make the fita. I have 3 of the steamer tray out and I will put 3 of the fita mix on 3 of the trays. I'm starting first with the fita. You take a little amount in your hands and roll it. We do the traditional shape. You can do any shape you like. That's how it's supposed to look and it's done, and I'll do the rest now. For the second recipe, I'm just going to roll the dough out into a sausage-like shape. Not too thick and not too thin. This is for the dessert. I only take a tiny amount and I will roll it the same way as I did with the big fita. I like this shape, that's why I do it. You can do other shapes, for example circles or oblongs. I have finished making the fitas. I have the big fitas which we will eat with the meat and chicken curry. I have the baby fitas for the dessert. And I have the long fitas to make the fita biryani with. All 3 fitas are done. I'm going to steam it now. I have placed the trays on top of the steamer and I put the baby fitas on top and I will leave it for an hour for them to steam. It's been an hour and I took the trays off the steamer and I'm pouring cold water on all of them. This helps the fitas not to stick together. Fitas are all ready. I'm going to let them cool down for about half an hour. Once they are cold, you can also store them in the freezer and they will stay good for a few months. I am first starting on the fita biryani. I'm just cutting them into circles with a pair of scissors, not too thick and not too thin. Now I've finished cutting all the rolls, I will start on the fita biryani. These are the following ingredients I'll be using. 3 sliced onion, 4 tablespoons of oil, half a tablespoon of salt, 2 frozen cubes of garlic, few chillies sliced in half, and coriander for the end. That is everything we will need to make the fita biryani, so let's get started. In a pan I will put in the oil and let the oil heat up. I will now put the garlics in. Continuously stir the garlic until they are golden. Now I'm going to add the onions in. Also the salt, 2 tablespoons of water. Give it a good mix and leave it on a high heat for 10 minutes. Often stir. It's been 10 minutes and I'm adding the green chillies in. Give it a stir and leave it for 5 minutes on a high heat. Now I'm going to add the cut fitas in. Give them a good stir and leave it for 10 minutes on a medium heat. Fita biran is all done. I will now leave it to a side. Second recipe I'm starting on is the dessert. I'll be using 150 grams of shredded frozen coconut, half a cup of fresh coconut, 5 cardamoms, 1 tablespoon of oil, 1 tablespoon of ghee, 600 milliliters of double cream, 1 litre of full fat milk, 1 cup of sugar, you can use more, and I've just cut up some fresh coconut to sprinkle on top. That is everything we will need to make the dessert, so let's get started. In a pan I'm going to put the oil in and the ghee, give it a stir and let the oil and ghee heat up. Now I'm going to add the fresh coconuts in, followed by the frozen shredded coconuts. Stir continuously until the frozen shredded coconuts break up and mixes in with the fresh coconuts. Now I'm going to add the cardamoms and the sugar. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of water, give it a good mix and leave it with the lid on for 10 minutes on a medium heat. It's been 10 minutes and I'm going to add the double cream in. Give it a good stir and leave it for 5 minutes on a medium heat. Often stir. It's been 5 minutes and now I'm going to add the milk in. Give it a good stir and leave until the milk froths up. Milk has frothed and I'm going to add the fitas in now. Give it a good stir and leave it until the milk froths again on a medium heat. The milk has frothed and it's ready. I'm going to turn the fire off and let it set. I am now going to show you how we eat the fita on Eid day with the meat and chicken curry. You can eat it the way it is now. I'm just heating up a pan on a medium heat and now I'm going to put the fitas in. To let the fitas cook evenly, I will move the pan back and forth often. I will leave it for 10 minutes on a medium heat. Fitas are nearly done. I'm going to leave them in for another 2 minutes and then it's all ready. Fita is all ready, lovely and soft with a bit of crunch. 3-in-1 recipe is all done and I'm ready for Eid. I have the fita that we will eat with the meat and chicken curry. I have the fita biran which you eat on its own and it's delicious. And I have the dessert which you can eat hot or cold. I will leave it for another few hours to set and I will leave it in the fridge ready for Eid. This is how the fita dessert looks once it has set. Looks delicious.